For individuals of advanced age, those who have passed the age of 60, it's crucial to pay close attention to information concerning food products that, contrary to popular belief, can significantly harm the body. The focus is on certain vegetables that, despite their appealing and healthy appearance, can subtly undermine health like a silent saboteur. These gifts of nature, seemingly designed to strengthen the body, can actually weaken the immune system, making it more susceptible to diseases, accelerate brain-aging processes, leading to a decline in cognitive functions, and even negatively impact the muscles of the lower extremities, increasing the risk of falls. Falls, unfortunately, are a leading cause of fatal injuries among the elderly, making the issue particularly relevant and requiring close attention. Indeed, certain types of vegetables can imperceptibly impair mobility, even if a person doesn't feel obvious changes in their condition. It's important to emphasize that this isn't just an unsubstantiated warning, but a conclusion based on serious scientific research, including large-scale studies published in the reputable Journal of Gerontology. These studies provide compelling evidence that the choice of food products in old age should be particularly conscious and balanced, taking into account the individual characteristics of the body and the potential impact on health. Recent studies encompassing a large group of tens of thousands of elderly people have revealed an intriguing and somewhat alarming relationship between the consumption of certain vegetables and the deterioration of a number of important physiological indicators, including the condition of the vascular system, overall physical health, and even cognitive functions, particularly memory. Paradoxically, many people striving for a healthy lifestyle are unaware of the potential danger lurking in some seemingly harmless vegetables. By including them in their daily diet, they unwittingly expose themselves to the risk of developing inflammatory processes, damage to small blood vessels in the lower extremities, which in the long term can lead to limited mobility and difficulty walking. And it's not their fault, because information about such hidden threats rarely becomes the subject of wide public discussion and media coverage. However, this article aims to fill this gap and provide readers with valuable information. It will detail 3 vegetables, the regular consumption of which contributes to maintaining clarity of thought, strengthening the immune system, and ensuring the strength and endurance of the legs. Along with this, 3 vegetables will be named that may be worth giving up or limiting their consumption if maintaining activity, independence, and mental acuity in adulthood is a priority. In conclusion, the veil of secrecy will be lifted from one popular vegetable whose reputation as a healthy product may hide a treacherous threat to the health of the lower extremities. And now, to the consideration of the 3 most valuable vegetables, which are strongly recommended to be included in the diet of older people. And we'll start with carrots, this humble but surprisingly useful inhabitant of our kitchens. Bright orange root vegetables, which seem so ordinary, are actually a treasure trove of beneficial properties, especially for those whose age has passed the 60-year mark. Carrots are not just a pleasant addition to dinner. They are a true guardian of independence, mobility, and fullness of life. This natural source of energy is literally packed with nutrients that help not only prolong existence, but also fill it with quality. Carrots not only promote longevity, but also support the ability to move freely, communicate with loved ones, actively participate in life without fear and limitations. One of the key advantages of carrots is their beneficial effect on vision. Carrots are a real storehouse of beta-carotene, a substance that is converted in the body into vital vitamin A, which plays a key role in maintaining eye health. The sharpness of vision directly affects a person's self-confidence, their ability to enjoy the simple joys of life, to see the happy smile of a beloved grandson, to shop independently, to explore new places without fear, and to avoid annoying falls that can radically change the usual way of life. Scientific studies convincingly prove that a diet rich in beta-carotene can slow the progression of age-related macular degeneration, an insidious disease that is the main cause of vision loss in people over 60 years of age. This means that a person gets the opportunity to maintain control over their own life longer, remain an active and energetic member of society. However, the beneficial properties of carrots are not limited to vision. The powerful antioxidants they contain have a protective effect on nerve fibers and blood vessels, especially in the lower extremities, legs and feet. This, in turn, ensures the rapid and uninterrupted transmission of nerve impulses from the brain to various parts of the body, allowing you to maintain balance, move confidently, and remain active for many years. After all, physical strength without proper coordination can lead to injuries and accidents. Carrots, this vibrant root vegetable, are not just a tasty addition to the diet, but also a valuable ally in maintaining vital energy. It's like a conductor directing the orchestra of interaction between body and mind. Eating carrots not only promotes vigor and activity, but also supports a sharp sensory connection between the brain and the physical body, allowing them to remain in harmony and respond clearly to external stimuli. This is especially important for maintaining cognitive functions and coordination as you age. Moving on to broccoli, it's worth noting that this modest member of the cruciferous family, often underestimated in culinary delights, is a real treasure trove of beneficial substances, especially valuable for people over 60. Broccoli acts as a reliable guardian, subtly protecting the body systems that are responsible for our ability to move, think, and perceive the world around us. It's like a living shield, protecting vulnerable areas where natural resilience can weaken over time. This green vegetable provides comprehensive support to blood vessels, the brain, joints, and other vital organs, strengthening them and increasing their functionality. The key component that determines the unique properties of broccoli is sulforaphane, a plant compound with powerful anti-inflammatory effects. Sulforaphane fights inflammation at the cellular level, thereby preventing the development of many chronic diseases and maintaining overall health. Chronic inflammation, often underestimated, is not just a source of unpleasant sensations, but a treacherous and gradually destructive force. It subtly strikes the most important systems of the body, affecting the heart, weakening bones, impairing cognitive functions, and even reducing physical strength. In this struggle, sulforaphane takes the lead, a powerful ally capable of neutralizing the destructive effects of inflammation. It activates the body's own detoxification mechanisms, enhancing the protection of cells from damage and restoring their normal functioning. But broccoli is not only a source of sulforaphane. This humble vegetable is a real treasure trove of essential nutrients needed to maintain health and vitality. Vitamin K, calcium, and antioxidants abundant in broccoli have a comprehensive beneficial effect on the body. They strengthen bone tissue, reducing the likelihood of fractures and ensuring the strength of the skeleton for many years. In addition, these substances support the health of blood vessels, promoting their cleanliness and elasticity, which is critical for normal blood circulation and the prevention of cardiovascular diseases. When bones are strong and blood flows freely through the body, a person feels ease of movement, gets rid of stiffness and pain. Of particular note is the positive effect of broccoli on the health of the legs and feet. By improving blood circulation in the lower extremities, it ensures stability when walking and standing, and reduces the risk of developing peripheral vascular diseases. Broccoli can alleviate the course of complications caused by impaired blood flow, which is especially important for people with diabetes or hypertension. Maintaining healthy blood flow in the lower extremities is the key to getting rid of excruciating cramps, unpleasant swelling, and the exhausting feeling of heaviness that haunts you by the end of the day. However, when talking about the benefits of food for health, we must not forget about the methods of their preparation, because the preservation of valuable properties directly depends on this. In particular, simply boiling broccoli in boiling water, which seems like a quick and easy solution, actually turns the healthiest vegetable into a useless mass. In the process of boiling, sulforaphane, a unique compound with anti-cancer properties, is destroyed. The content of antioxidants designed to protect cells from damage is significantly reduced, and as a result, almost nothing remains of the former nutritional value. As an alternative that allows you to preserve the maximum of nutrients, it is recommended to give preference to steaming. Just a few minutes of steaming is enough for broccoli to become soft and easily digestible while retaining all the valuable vitamins and minerals. This gentle cooking method carefully preserves sulforaphane, ensuring its maximum impact on the body and providing noticeable health benefits. Therefore, steamed broccoli is not just a tasty addition to the diet. It is a conscious choice for a healthy lifestyle, allowing you to work in harmony with your body, not against it. Every time someone cooks broccoli, they are not just preparing a vegetable, but making a conscious choice for their health and longevity. This decision symbolizes an active stance, a desire for independence, and concern for future well-being. By choosing broccoli, a person is essentially saying yes to energy, vitality, and confidence in the future. Spinach should also occupy a prominent place in every kitchen, and not just because of its rich green color. This humble leafy vegetable is a powerful ally for the body in maintaining mental sharpness, physical endurance, and strength, especially after the age of 60. It is a quiet but tireless source of energy, clarity of thought, and motor activity, holding a special place in the diet of those who strive for active and confident aging. The secret of spinach lies in its rich content of natural nitrates. These substances have a beneficial effect on the elasticity of blood vessels, stimulating blood flow to muscles and the brain. As we age, blood circulation naturally slows down, reflexes become duller, and it takes more effort to maintain mental clarity and stability. Spinach comes to the rescue, compensating for these age-related changes and helping to preserve vital energy. Undoubtedly, regularly including spinach in your diet ensures that your body receives the vital nutrients needed to maintain physical activity and mental clarity. This green leafy vegetable has a beneficial effect on the circulatory system, promoting vasodilation and, as a result, improving blood supply and oxygenation of tissues. In particular, the lower extremities receive additional support, resulting in greater responsiveness of movements and a feeling of lightness when walking. Perhaps these changes are not immediately apparent, but over time their cumulative effect has a significant positive impact on the overall condition of the body. Spinach is also a valuable ally in maintaining cognitive functions. It contains lutein and folic acid, two key components that play an important role in maintaining mental clarity and cognitive activity. Scientific studies convincingly demonstrate that people who regularly consume foods rich in lutein tend to have better memory, faster thinking speeds, and less susceptibility to cognitive impairments. This is not just a speculative conclusion, but a scientifically sound fact. Lutein, accumulating in brain tissues, helps maintain its sharpness and speed of reaction, ensuring optimal functioning of cognitive processes. Vision loss radically transforms not only the visual perception of the world, but also makes significant adjustments to a person's lifestyle. Spinach emerges as a valuable ally in preserving visual acuity, especially during periods when the eyes particularly need support. Over the years, the threat of macular degeneration, a disease that can significantly limit a person's independence and autonomy, inexorably increases. In this fight, spinach offers reliable protection, backed by a powerful duo of antioxidants, lutein and zeaxanthin. These valuable compounds have a strengthening effect on the macula, the central region of the retina, which plays a key role in ensuring clear and detailed vision. By supporting the health of the macula, a person actively protects their ability to enjoy reading, confidently drive a car, unmistakably recognize the faces of loved ones, and navigate in a busy space without worrying about their every step. Good vision is not only a physiological function, but also a guarantee of self-confidence, the ability to stay closely connected with the people and events that give life meaning. And spinach, without a doubt, makes a significant contribution to maintaining this vital function. The method of preparing this healthy vegetable also plays an important role, as the degree to which the body absorbs valuable nutrients directly depends on it. Lightly frying spinach with a small amount of olive oil helps preserve maximum beneficial components and ensures optimal absorption. In addition, fresh spinach can be safely added to smoothies, enriching the drink with vitamins and antioxidants. It is important to note that to get the most benefit from spinach, complex culinary processing is not required. The main thing is not to subject it to prolonged heat treatment to avoid destroying valuable nutrients. The invisible threat on the dinner table, the insidiousness of familiar vegetables, subtly destroying health. Spinach, this unassuming hero among greens, is more than just a food product. It's a steadfast ally in the fight for energy, mental clarity, physical flexibility, and sharp vision. Daily spinach consumption is a modest yet effective step toward significantly improving well-being and enhancing quality of life. However, not every member of the plant kingdom deserves such flattering reviews. While spinach provides comprehensive support to the body, some vegetables can subtly sabotage your efforts toward health and longevity. Even carrots, despite their widely recognized benefits, conceal certain nuances that must be considered. It's time to understand which vegetables can hinder the path to optimal health and longevity, and which ones should be excluded from your diet. White potatoes, whether in the form of creamy mashed potatoes adorning a festive table, an appetizing crispy side dish accompanying a juicy burger, or a fragrant baked treat served at a Sunday family dinner, hold a special honored place in many people's culinary preferences. They are firmly associated with feelings of warmth, coziness, and are ingrained in the consciousness as a symbol of domestic comfort. This product is a constant companion of family celebrations, bright childhood memories, and long-standing culinary traditions passed down from generation to generation. In adulthood, with decades of experience and wisdom behind you, the desire for comfort becomes a natural aspiration. However, after 60, this very craving for convenience and a familiar lifestyle can subtly strike a blow to physical fitness, coordination, and overall health in the long term. The treachery of potatoes lies not in their appetizing taste, but in the biochemical processes they trigger in the body. Snow-white tubers, rich in starch, undergo rapid breakdown, releasing simple sugars, leading to a sharp increase in blood glucose concentration. This spike, seemingly harmless at first glance, a fleeting feeling of satisfaction or a short-lived burst of energy, hides a destructive effect. Regular fluctuations in blood sugar levels provoke the development of inflammatory processes in the walls of blood vessels. Over time, this inflammation depletes and damages the vital arteries that deliver oxygen and nutrients to the brain, heart, lower limbs, and feet. For people over 60, the negative consequences of white potato consumption become particularly noticeable. Blood circulation at this age is generally no longer as elastic and efficient as before, and the sharp spikes in blood sugar levels caused by potatoes only exacerbate the situation, creating additional stress on the cardiovascular system and increasing the risk of various diseases. Restricting blood supply to the lower extremities, particularly the feet, leads to a slowdown in tissue regeneration, weakening of tactile sensitivity, and a significant reduction in physical strength at times when it is especially needed, such as when trying to get out of a chair or maintain balance on a staircase. The common white potato, widely popular, has a high glycemic index. This means that it is digested rapidly, provoking accelerated hardening of the arteries. This pathological process, known in medicine as arteriosclerosis, creates serious obstacles for the normal functioning of the heart, which has to work harder to pump blood through narrowed and inelastic vessels. As a result, unpleasant symptoms such as cold feet, painful cramps in the calf muscles, numbness, and ultimately significant problems with maintaining motor activity occur. A minor mistake in food preparation or accidentally stumbling while trying to reach an item from a high shelf can have serious consequences when coordination is impaired, legs are weakened, and feet have lost the ability to adequately sense support. White potatoes, despite their apparent harmlessness and even calming effect, subtly contribute to increasing these risks. Inflammatory processes and insufficient blood circulation lead to decreased muscle strength, blunted reflexes, and as a result, an increased likelihood of falls. And falls, as you know, are one of the leading causes of injury in people over 60. Thus, a familiar food product can subtly undermine health and increase the risk of serious damage. When the recovery process after an injury slows down, a person faces a whole range of problems. In addition to physical pain, there is a threat of loss of independence, forcing reliance on outside help and restricting freedom of action. Being separated from loved ones due to medical treatment or rehabilitation can be a source of deep distress. The emotional strain that accompanies trauma can have a devastating impact not only on physical well-being but also on mental health, undermining one's peace of mind. However, the root of the problem lies not just in the potato itself, but also in cooking methods that often negate its potential benefits. Traditional potato dishes, generously laden with butter, rich cream, cheese, or excessive amounts of salt, become a veritable time bomb for the body. A seemingly harmless baked potato topped with sour cream, or a delicate creamy mashed potato, consumed at dinner, can trigger a sharp spike in blood pressure, place additional strain on the cardiovascular system, and destabilize blood glucose levels. Such gastronomic excesses can interfere with prescribed medications and undue efforts to maintain a healthy lifestyle. From a nutritional standpoint, the common white potato, unfortunately, does not boast an impressive array of vitamins and minerals. Its nutritional value leaves much to be desired, casting doubt on its reputation as a valuable food source. The pale hue of the white potato is a silent testament to its meager content of vital antioxidants, vitamins, and protective compounds so essential for maintaining vigor and vitality. In stark contrast, vegetables endowed by nature with rich, vibrant colors, such as sweet potatoes and succulent carrots, are veritable treasure troves of beneficial substances, offering incomparably more health benefits. These bright orange gifts of the earth are literally overflowing with antioxidants, powerful allies in the fight against oxidative stress, tirelessly protecting cells from the damaging effects of free radicals and, consequently, from premature aging. Not limited to this, they provide invaluable support for vision, stimulate active brain function, and strengthen the immune system, creating a reliable shield against disease and illness. It is worth noting that even minor improvements in these key areas can fundamentally transform the quality of daily life, filling it with energy and joy. A sensible reduction in the consumption of white potatoes does not imply a ruthless abandonment of familiar and beloved dishes. Rather, it is about wisely replacing them with more valuable and beneficial alternatives that can bring tangible benefits to the body. You can still enjoy the warmth and heartiness of your favorite foods, but now they will not only satisfy your gastronomic desires, but also actively work for the benefit of your health, rather than to its detriment. The choice is yours. Continue to feed on pale shadows of benefit or discover a bright world of health and taste. Give preference to those products whose succulent shades and rich composition contribute to maintaining vital energy, stable well-being, and healthy blood circulation throughout the day. Take a look at this vegetable, dressed in luxurious purple tones and modestly awaiting its fate in the coolness of your refrigerator. At first glance, eggplant seems like a model of healthy eating. Fresh, low-calorie, rich in fiber. However, for people over 60, this member of the nightshade family can pose a hidden health threat. The fact is that eggplant, like a cunning villain, insidiously accumulates solanine, a chemical compound that serves as a plant's natural defense against pests. Once in the human body, solanine can provoke minor inflammatory processes, especially in those areas that are most susceptible to age-related changes and wear and tear, in the joints, muscles, and even nerve endings. If you feel stiffness in your knees every morning or your hands need time to regain mobility, it is possible that solanine is exacerbating your condition. People suffering from arthritis, neuralgia, muscle spasms, or stiffness are at increased risk and should exercise particular caution when consuming eggplants. The first warning signs are not long in coming. Increasing swelling and a feeling of heaviness in the legs become more and more noticeable, and the pain, previously fleeting, now stubbornly refuses to recede. But this is just the tip of the iceberg of impending problems. The lower extremities are the foundation of our bodily freedom. Inflammatory processes localized in this area lead to a slowdown in blood circulation and disruption of the much-needed coordination of movements. A person begins to feel the instability of the ground under their feet, loses confidence in every step. Simple actions that used to be automatic, such as climbing stairs, stepping over a curb, or simply walking across a room, suddenly require concentration and significant effort. A feeling of uncertainty arises, and there's a risk of stumbling and losing balance. A single indulgence in eggplant, of course, won't lead to immediate consequences, but regular consumption can gradually and steadily undermine motor activity. This doesn't happen as a result of a sudden catastrophe, but through a series of small, barely noticeable episodes that erode confidence in one's own mobility. When the legs cease to obey, it becomes not just a nuisance, but also deeply affects the most intimate aspects of life. A person loses not only the physical ability to move freely, but also precious spontaneity. They begin to abandon familiar activities that previously brought genuine joy and pleasure, thereby limiting their world and losing an important part of themselves. The abandonment of an active life begins imperceptibly, with small concessions, even when an inner voice calls for action. This gradual capitulation to circumstances is fraught with developing into a state of helplessness when a person feels unable to control their life. Ultimately, this leads to isolation from the outside world and a crushing feeling that living space is relentlessly shrinking, depriving joy and prospects. Don't think that eggplants are dangerous only when raw. Even skillfully grilled, fried to a golden crust, or stewed in a fragrant ragout, they retain their insidious potential. It's all about solanine, a substance that remains active even after heat treatment, especially with regular consumption of this vegetable. Unfortunately, the body is unable to develop immunity to solanine. On the contrary, over time, as joints and nerves undergo natural wear and tear, their susceptibility to inflammation increases. In this situation, it's more advisable to choose alternative vegetables that help maintain internal balance rather than provoke its disruption. It's important to prefer foods that nourish and strengthen the nervous system rather than irritate it. When a person makes a conscious choice in favor of healthy food, it becomes an ally in the fight for well-being, not a source of problems. The key is knowing which foods to avoid, and eggplant certainly deserves a place on that list. Some individuals enjoy the taste of eggplant without experiencing any negative consequences, but this doesn't mean there's no potential danger, especially for people over 60. With age, the body's resistance changes. A vegetable that seemed perfectly safe in your 30s can now, with each consumption, have a detrimental effect on the condition of your joints. Perhaps initially the negative impact will be barely noticeable, but over time, over months and years, even a slight reaction can transform into more serious problems: slowed gait, loss of balance, chronic pain. Let's turn to the third vegetable to seriously consider, especially if your goal is to maintain strength, stability, and independence. We're talking about green bell peppers. At first glance, it seems fresh, attractive, and crunchy, but behind this external appeal lies a potential threat. This vegetable can subtly harm your mobility, circulatory system, and nervous system, and you may not even suspect it. In adulthood, proper nutrition becomes more important than ever. Every piece of food eaten either contributes to strengthening health or, conversely, weakens it. Don't count on an immediate effect because the negative impact of certain foods manifests gradually, like water wearing away a stone. And even after a single consumption of a harmful product, you may not feel discomfort. However, over time, systematic consumption of such products can cause significant damage to the body's systems. Green bell peppers, despite their reputation as a fresh, healthy, and low-calorie product, are one of these hidden enemies. Often carried away by its obvious advantages, many forget that it belongs to the nightshade family, which also includes eggplant. And this means that it contains a hidden threat: lectins. Lectins are natural plant proteins that perform a protective function in plants. Unfortunately, when they enter the human body, they can cause serious disturbances. Their mechanism of action involves attaching to the intestinal lining, disrupting the digestive process, and blocking the absorption of vital nutrients. Imagine constructing an impenetrable wall separating food from the bloodstream. Over time, this blockage reduces digestive efficiency, and the immune system becomes increasingly sensitive to external and internal stimuli. Insidious lectins entering the body through the consumption of seemingly harmless foods like green bell peppers put the immune system in a difficult position. The body, facing this invasion, experiences significant difficulties in organizing an effective defense. Consequently, chronic low-grade inflammation develops, which has a destructive effect on various body systems, affecting joints, blood vessels, and nerve endings. This hidden threat can penetrate the body almost imperceptibly. In the initial stages, a person may not experience intense pain, but morning stiffness in the ankle joints, tingling in the toes, and slight dizziness when changing position suddenly serve as early warning signs. Unfortunately, these signs often go unnoticed, while they are harbingers of impending danger. The inflammatory process, like a slowly spreading fire, gradually covers an increasing area, weakening the lower body, disrupting normal blood flow in the legs and feet, and negatively affecting the sense of balance. Muscle strength steadily declines, sensory sensitivity dulls, and even a simple action like walking across the room becomes a conscious effort. The imbalance, in turn, significantly increases the risk of falls, turning it from a theoretical possibility into a real threat. And the reason lies not in a one-time accident, but in the gradual, steady destruction caused by foods that should not be on our plates at all. The insidiousness of green bell peppers lies not only in their direct impact, but also in their apparent harmlessness. They appear before us in the guise of an innocent product added to fresh salads, fried in a pan, and actively included in diets positioned as healthy eating. Many people sincerely consider it a useful addition to their daily menu, appreciating it for its bright color and pleasant crunchy texture. However, for a certain category of people, especially those over 60, this choice can have completely undesirable and sometimes very dire consequences. Instead of strengthening health and maintaining vitality, green bell peppers can subtly, imperceptibly, but surely undermine it. Many consumers opt for green peppers, naively believing that it is a healthier and more beneficial option. But is this really the case? Green peppers are generally more accessible, cheaper, and as a result, much more common in a variety of culinary recipes. Young green bell peppers, attractive in appearance, unfortunately cannot boast such an impressive set of protective properties as their more mature relatives, red, orange, and yellow fruits. Compared to these bright representatives of the family, green peppers significantly lose in the content of valuable antioxidants. As a result, by eating green peppers, a person receives a smaller dose of nutrients while being exposed to the same inflammatory compounds as when eating other foods. This results in weakening the protection of the body's cells, increasing inflammatory processes, and ultimately, minimal return on investment. The human body is a complex system, constantly striving to maintain a delicate balance. Is it worth complicating its task by including in the diet products that do not bring tangible benefits? Of course, it can be argued that heat treatment of peppers can somewhat neutralize their negative effects. Indeed, cooking can reduce the content of lectins, substances that can cause inflammation, but this effect, unfortunately, is not enough to completely eliminate the potential risk. Thus, for people suffering from arthritis, experiencing discomfort in the intestines, or showing increased concern for the health of their heart, green bell peppers may become more of a factor exacerbating the problem than a means of alleviating it. In this case, choosing more mature and bright fruits seems much more justified from the point of view of taking care of one's own health. In situations where certain foods cause clear discomfort and negatively affect overall health, avoiding them is not just a prudent precaution, but a conscious choice for health and well-being. Instead of potentially harmful products, there is a wide range of healthy alternatives that can maintain vitality, provide reliable protection for body tissues, and strengthen the immune system without causing any unpleasant sensations. A variety of vegetables rich in vitamins and minerals will be a great addition to the diet, helping to maintain optimal health. It is important to understand that taking care of your health involves not only enriching your diet with healthy foods, but also excluding those that may be harmful. Often, the most effective solution is not to look for a miracle cure, but to eliminate hidden enemies from the diet that gradually undermine health. By giving up foods that slowly but surely destroy the body, a person frees up space for those that strengthen and support it. This conscious choice allows you to maintain strength and energy, move forward with confidence, and think clearly. Thus, step by step, a person protects their independence, mobility, and peace of mind. However, what happens if you continue to neglect these warning signs, ignoring the early signs of distress? What other products may harbor a hidden threat to health, remaining unnoticed? The answers to these questions may be very unexpected and force you to reconsider your eating habits.